All right, welcome to the Batting 500 podcast brought to you by Nelson Sports Network. I got Andy over here, Trenton over here. We are down a guy tonight. Typically, we'd have our buddy Jeremy on here as well, but he is out with an undisclosed injury. We're not sure what happened.
Yeah, going to be out for the game today, boys.
I think it's called work.
Yeah, and so what do you guys think of the Dodgers ruining baseball?
I think they're just throwing more and more money at it, and it keeps spiraling.
Eventually,
it's hard for teams like mine, the Brewers, to take this thing and do something. I mean, number one record in baseball, and we didn't even hold a torch to them. Like,
you guys got swept, didn't you?
Yeah, we got swept in the NLCS. I mean, just absolute beatdown. And the closest game that they've had to play this entire playoffs was against the Phillies, is what it felt like. And that's another big money team. Like, the only way you're going to come at the Dodgers and beat them is by spending almost as much money. I mean, look at the close game that they had with Toronto. A team that was number 5 in spending money actually held a torch, a candle to them. And, small teams like us who end up being the best record in baseball, sweeping throughout the season, yeah, you could say we swept them, we did a really good job, but they were missing their talent. It seemed like they're just kind of holding off. They're waiting for the playoffs. They don't care. Until they get to the playoffs, and then it's turn the lights on.
Yep. Let's
get the bats warmed up, and we're just going to out-pitch and out-hit you, and you're not going to do anything about it because we spent the most money.
Well, and, all three of us up here, are small market teams. Like, I'm a Rockies fan, obviously.
I'm a Twins fan.
Brewers.
You being a Brewers fan, we've seen the struggles for years and years. Like, being a small market team, having an owner that doesn't want to spend a bunch of money, like it gets frustrating as a baseball fan. But then you look at like Jeremy, for example. Jeremy's a Mets fan. They've spent money like crazy.
Yep. Well, they were the number one spending team.
Right.
I mean, other than deferred cash.
Right.
They didn't make the playoffs?
No, they did not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
This was a bad season for them.
And that's the thing. It's not all about spending money.
No.
Even teams that are spending a lot of money, not all of them are doing that great. Like the Dodgers.
No.
Yeah, but so the teams that are like the Dodgers, where they're spending it and they're getting the talent, it makes it so much harder for these smaller teams. Like, we used to have a shot. It felt like the small underdog team had that shot. And now that shot is decreased by probably 75 to 80%, where you better be swinging some seriously hot bats, and you have to be the David who takes down Goliath. There's no longer going to be, you were an underdog team, but you ended up doing it because you just outplayed somebody. No, you looked at it. We were an underdog team, and we were swinging some hot bats, and then we played them, and it just completely came undone. Like, the Dodgers just picked us apart because they had the talent. They had more rest than us. They swept the Reds. Then they lost one game to the Phillies, and then they sweep us. And then the hardest series they had to play is against Toronto.
Well, and I remember not that long ago. I mean, back in the mid to late 2000s, when the Twins were a really good team. They had Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, like Torrey Hunter.
Kadire.
Yep, Michael Kadire. Like, they had great teams. And
Nick Punto.
Yep, Nick Punto was awesome. Like Johan Santana, the pitcher.
Yep. Went on to the Mets.
Yep. And they had really good teams, and they had good sized payrolls, but they weren't
the freaking Yankees.
Exactly. That's where I was going. Like,
again, another big market team willing to spend a bunch of money, because the Yankees, 27 championships. They've proven that they are willing to spend money their entire franchise. Yep. The Mets have been in the closet with them for forever. You look at them now. They're trying to spend money. In fact, they're pretty much Yankees 2.0. Take all the old Yankees and throw them on our team and spend as much money as possible.
Yeah. Doing lately.
Went to Soto. They went to Williams. You look at these guys, and they're just becoming the Yankees 2.0, except for now they're finally willing to spend money. They're trying to get out of the basement, and, hey, we're going to be the big spenders. Well, you got these small market teams that aren't willing to do that. And it sucks because, look at it. The Brewers, 40 sold-out games this year. We were making some serious money for that ownership group. And that's the city of Milwaukee. That's the city of Minnesota. That's the Rockies. These people these stadiums are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And these people are hurting for a championship. You give them a champion on the field where they feel like, the chances of us winning is at 500%, but it's close to 700, 800%, 80% of the time we're going to win a game. You're going to have sold out stadiums left and right, and it's just a fun environment to be during summer.
Absolutely.
Like, you're already going to get the sales from the environment, from the aspect of that. But now you're going to get people who are going to, I want to see a winner. I want to.
Right.
I've been a Brewers fan my entire life, and I finally saved up, and I'm going to go to this game because we're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to go to playoff games, and we're going to win. And we've been shelling out, and we've been showing up, and it's just give us the little nudge. Give us the talent. I mean, get us some more spending power. All right, we're already there. We got the top tier coach. Like, all right, the manager. Sorry. We got a top tier manager where he's getting every ounce of juice out of that lemon from our guys. We'll get him some lemons that have really got some juice in them, and watch what happens with this team.
Well,
like, I mean,
it's demoralizing as a fan. Like, I remember 2007 when the Rockies finally made it to the World Series, and I was like, wow, like this might be our year. Like, we ran through the playoffs, and it was just like, oh my, are we actually going to do this? And then guess who we met in the World Series?
Go against the Red Sox, big money Red Sox, and you get swept again.
And it's like you knew, like, going in, like, well, I think our luck has run out.
Yeah, well,
we had a great season. It felt like a World Series win as a Rocky fan. It's like, we didn't win the World Series, but we got to the World Series. Like, that's a huge accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
I mean, there's some guys that go their entire career and never made it to a World Series.
Well, then even like the Twins, in recent years, they have opened up the checkbook a couple times.
But this last season,
they closed it.
Closed it hard and fast.
They let everyone in the locker room and said, "Pick your horse, you can buy him."
Yeah,
why to sell here? Who you want for him?
That sure sucked the energy right out of the fan base.
Oh, well, I think a lot of it had to do with.
When that happened too, you guys were still like swinging hot bats. You were actually one of the hottest teams in baseball.
Yeah, and then
it spiraled downhill, and you guys lost it. Like at that point in time, it was still when the Brewers were not really that good. The beginning of the season was really rough. And I was like, man, the Twins are at least killing it, and they swept us. I mean, I went to one of those games, and I was just like, all right, well, hopefully we win. No, they got swept, and I was like, but Minnesota was one of the hot teams, and people don't really remember that because it was so early in the season. But they had one of the hottest win streaks. Yeah, they had one of the hottest win streaks in the baseball season this last year, and they fell off.
They had 2 long win streaks this year, if I remember. Yeah, I think they had like a 7 or 8 game, and then like a 12-game win streak or something like that. It was like, man, like this team is really odd right now. But
I do agree with firing our manager. I do agree with that. He didn't do much, and it's time to go our separate ways. And hopefully,
especially when you can look over a state and need a state over next to you, and you see them doing so much with so little. It's like, all right, what's our manager doing? We gotta get this. I mean, you look at the White Sox. That's what they did the last season. They went from the losingest team to, all right, we got to do something. We got to spark the guys. We got to get them to start swinging hot bats. We got to get them to engage.
Yes, and that's a big thing with the managers. Like, the managers got to be able to get those guys to go. I mean, dude, baseball is a sport where you're playing every single day.
Yep.
It's not easy.
Yeah,
it's a long season. Right. You got long stretches.
You get in and out of the game numerous times throughout the year. Like, some of these players, you can watch it. If you're watching the game every day of the same team, you can see guys where it's like, oh, he's just not in it today. He just
going through the motions. Just another day, trying to make it go.
Right.
And you got some of those managers that can see the glass on there. They see the whitewash. Oh man, I'm not really feeling it today, and they get that spark out of them. Right. I mean, they get that little dig on them, and they're like, oh.
Or they pull a guy off the bench. Like, hey, you're sitting today.
Yeah, you're going to sit.
You're not here.
You're elsewhere. I don't know where the hell you're at.
Yeah, the guy in AAA is willing to make that play. Why won't you? What's going on here? He'd be making that play 180 games a year. Why aren't you? Like, that's what the managers do. They get that little gap.
I cannot stand when guys do not run out ground balls.
Yes.
It's like, you're a professional athlete.
Paid a lot of money to
get paid a lot of freaking money to run that.
Well, I mean, you watch the playoffs. Some of that lollygagging, it cost people in the playoffs. Yeah. Like, that is why you have to make sure you're running.
What's that kind of example you set for our kids?
Exactly. You shouldn't get caught on small ball that everyone's learned since they were kindergartners. I mean, you should be playing baseball and playing it pure, whereas you have to beat me You have to give me a solid pitch. You have to give me a solid catch. You have to throw the ball rock solid to first base, second base, wherever I'm at, and get me out of this game instead of lollygagging about it and then I get the base on nothing.
That's what it was, Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
How that works.
Yeah, go ahead and point to Rizzo and see what happens. That worked for you, huh?
Yeah, winning championships, you can't be lazy.
I will say though, one thing I do really enjoy about small market teams, like being a fan of a small market team, one thing I really enjoy about it is you get to watch a lot of these young talents that are coming through the minors. I mean, let's face the facts, dude. As a small market team, you're basically a farm system for the big market.
Exactly.
You get to watch some of these kids play in the majors.
Yeah.
You get to see them come up, develop, and then it sucks because then they go and sign with a Yankees or a Dodgers. But it's like, hey man, he's a rock.
Yeah.
We had him for 2 or 3 years before he went there and won. You know, and it's like that part of it's kind of cool. That's what I like.
But it's hard to enjoy that.
Yeah.
Looking at freaking Garland for that relief pitcher.
Oh, okay.
He was a twin.
Okay.
And then Polanco, he was
Yep.
from the Mariners.
Yep.
And there's a few others I can't think of right
Yeah.
now.
It makes it so hard to watch them though because you're like, man, these guys are going to be studs and they're great. But you automatically know, all right, screwball, Paul Skeens. All right, how long until you change jerseys to Yankees,
Yep.
to
The
the Sox,
yeah,
to the Braves, to
right.
the Astros, to the Cubs, to somebody who's willing to spend big money, the
Right.
Blue Jays that no one thinks spends a lot of money.
I mean, a lot of people were talking in that World Series like, oh, this is David versus Goliath, and it's like, well, not really. Like,
Yeah, number 5 spender against the number 2
the
spender.
Blue Jays have a quite large payroll. Like, they should have been. In all honesty, I mean, they were a very good team. I mean, Vlad Jr.'s contract alone is bigger than some entire
They were
team's
making
payroll.
offenses this year. They were making some moves.
Right.
They picked up Twins in the middle of the season. They picked up 2 or 3 of them. I mean, they've been making moves to try to bolster that roster and get themselves to a playoff win and finally go to the World Series. And they go to the World Series, and you know what they lose on? They lose on, like we talked earlier, a small ball play. If you lead off that base just a little bit more, we're not talking about you losing that game. We're talking about you getting that run and making it that much harder, giving yourself that little bit of insurance to win that game.
Yep.
Instead, you don't do that. You're out by millimeters.
I will say though that was an awesome World Series.
Oh, it was a great.
Every game of it. It felt like every game of it within extra innings was the one night. The one night, what was it like 18 innings or something?
18 innings.
Like, man, we got a whole extra game.
I mean, all honesty, so that was. I want to say the AL brought it this year.
Yeah,
by far they were the best. I mean, you had some solid series going long distance,
The ALCS was a freaking really good series.
It was a great series.
Yeah.
Mariners.
What was that extra inning game where Colorado got every freaking inning? That was like 18 innings.
That was 15 innings.
15 innings.
Yeah, we had a lot of long.
Can you imagine how your legs feel after?
Jello innings, man. Then you got to go out and do it again the next time. Let's go.
I would have jumped right into the freaking ice bath after that.
Right. That's what I was thinking about. And I mean, he had three really long games. So what? He had the Dodgers. He had against the Blue Jays, and then he had against the Tigers. Was that them?
I think there was one against the Tigers, and then there was the one against the Blue Jays. I can't remember what the other one was, but I feel like
the Dodgers went 18. They went 18 innings in LA with them.
But that wasn't in the playoffs, though.
It was in the World Series.
For
that was Game 3. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm thinking like right before the playoffs, there was a game where they played several extra innings. I can't. Either way, dude. Cal Riley, I mean, to be able to catch every day like he does, it's just unreal.
Yeah.
And I know we can do
switch and still bat for average and power.
And I know we all have a lot to say about Cal Riley. I think we save it for another episode because we could do a whole episode on Cal Riley.
MVP.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could do a whole episode. So I say we save that. And back to like the playoffs. I mean, The Dodgers. So
Playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. We're just trying to win a game right now.
Okay, sorry, we went off topic.
Full tangent.
but no, like back to what you were saying. Like you kind of brought it up at the beginning. Like, are the Dodgers ruining baseball? Do you think it's ruining baseball, or do you think it's just what baseball has always been?
If there's no real hard, solid cap, I think they're ruining baseball.
Yeah,
because it just makes it so that these teams that are winning are going to outrun everybody because they're going to be making way more money. I mean,
right.
The Dodgers are going to be a huge market.
Oh,
everybody in the world loves the Dodgers and they love the Yankees. Those are pretty much your two teams. So if you're not in those two markets,
right.
I mean, you look at them; they're constantly selling out stadiums. That's more money in the owners' pockets. You're constantly getting more and more talent. And I mean, yes, it could be you could argue that they're helping baseball because they're constantly selling out. But then these small markets, they have to get super hot, and then they can finally start selling out stadiums. But they're still not going to sell out at the clip that the Dodgers are. Their stadiums are not ever going to be as big as the Dodgers, as big as the Yankee stadiums. So again, their sellouts for 40,000, but compared to what, an 80,000 stadium? I mean, and then you're talking about how much more expensive those tickets are because you have such a great team. So then you're a small market team who's already going up against the uphill battle, and then you're just giving these guys more and more opportunity to spend more money, to make more money, and then you're further down the rabbit hole. I mean, like Moneyball showed it perfectly, where it's you got 15 teams that are really good, and then the rest are in the crap. And then under the crap is the people who aren't spending the money. So like the bottom 5 teams in spending are the teams that you're like, man, if they make a run, they're a bigger David than David was. Like the Goliath that they're facing is a mountain, not just some guy.
I feel like I see it from both sides because I've been a baseball fan my whole life, right? Yeah, baseball is like honestly probably my favorite sport, and it just for me it's I see both sides of it because baseball has always kind of been different than all the other leagues because they didn't have salary cap. Because, you had your big market teams and blah, blah, blah. But I do feel like it's starting to get to a point where it's like, look, like, it's awesome to see the Dodgers making history, winning all these World Series. And, like, I've never been a huge Yankees fan. I want to see someone have more titles than them. At this point, that's the Dodgers. Yeah. But it's like, but I would also like to see some of these teams that have never won
win or have a shot at it.
Right. Like I would love to see my Rockies win a title. I would love to see the Twins win a
more even playing field.
Right. Well, I mean, you can argue that baseball is what the NFL used to be. I mean, the NFL used to not have a salary cap, but you looked at it; it was the same thing. It was just one-sided teams. Now you look at you look at the NFL, where if we're going to talk about in comparison, you look at it. The Jaguars would have been a laugh show. They're a small market team. I mean, heck, even Sean Payton said it, and then Liam Cohen goes out and quotes it.
Right?
Well, we're just a small market team, but you were constantly against the Cowboys. The Cowboys would have just kept stacking trophies because they would have spent all the money. Jerry Jones already said it. It doesn't matter. He knows what the championship feels like, and he would spend that kind of money for it. Well, that's what these big market teams are going to constantly do until you finally knock them down and you make it so that the small market teams have to spend more of their salary.
Right.
And if you can do that, then what it's going to do is it's going to bring parity to the league, where it's no longer going to be you're constantly having dynasties like the Yankees go right into the Astros, go into the freaking Dodgers now. It would be, all right, you're going to have the freak 1-2. I mean, look at it. The Patriots was a dynasty nobody expected, and they had to do it in the salary cap era. The Chiefs, same thing, salary cap era. You can argue that it would be a lot easier for them to have dynasties because they would have gotten good. And I guess you could argue that they wouldn't have never gotten good because they wouldn't have had the chance to get good. And what it also does is it makes it so that you have to focus on that farm system, and then you also have to focus on who you're going to spend money on for a rookie contract, because then it's going to bring everybody else up. Like, you look at the Chiefs this last year, they completely suck. Well, why is that? Because when you're drafting so high every year, it hurts your team. Yeah. You have to spend more and more money, and eventually the buck stops. I mean, you look at it. So if you ended up enabling a salary cap, look at the Rams. they decided to go all out and defer money to the future, right? And they end up winning that Super Bowl. And then what did they do? They puttered off, and now they're back at it again. But it took them a few years because they spent all that money and it finally caught up with them. You look at the Eagles; they're doing the same thing where they have to deal with the same roster that they have. They spent all this money, and once it putters off, it's going to hit them hard.
Yeah.
You have to make it so that these teams can be more competitive, and that's what you're going to choose to do. Are we going to be good for the next 5 years? Or are we going to try to win the next 10, 20 years? Are we going to go a Texans route where we start drafting young talent and we decide to keep going with the draft talent and then eventually pay them a heavy contract? I mean, you look at it. The freaking contract that they give Shohei Ohtani is more money than anybody else has spent on their rosters. I mean, 15 other teams spend on their rosters. He's got more money going to one player, let alone what the bottom 15 teams in the league are spending.
Right. Yeah. They deferred money with the Dodgers too. I mean, they've got so much in deferrals. Like the Dodgers are building like a team that is going to be unstoppable for a 10-year stretch.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're going to pay that team the next 30 years.
Yeah.
And they're already talking about trying to get Screwball. I mean, look how crazy that is. That's a juggernaut. Like this is the equivalent of KD going over to the Warriors. You didn't need him. You are already a championship team.
Right.
But let's just keep stacking the deck. Like, unless you stop it with a salary cap or you put some rules in play that's going to stop them, you're going to have this huge, long dynasty that's going to make all the other fans get bored of it because, all right, well,
the Dodgers are going to win another one.
Our game is going to be, hey, we want to be in the AL, the ALCS, win that, and then lose the World Series. Or if you're in the NL, it's, hey, we want to win the NLDS and we'll lose the NLCS because we're playing the Dodgers. Like, as long as we're not playing the Dodgers first round, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, it does make it tough. And like I said, like I've always been on the fence about a salary cap in baseball because, you look at, to me, it's just always been what makes baseball different. Like I said earlier, like it makes it different from all the other leagues, but is it all? It's almost to a detriment at this point. Like it does make it different.
Yeah,
it also makes it not quite
not having a clock made it different. And look at how that changed.
And it worked out good.
That pitch clock has really changed the game.
I was opposed to it at first, and now I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm glad they did it. Yeah.
Well, it gets more people in seats too. Like you don't have to dedicate a whole 8 hours to this game. 5 hours where they're going to take their time.
Right.
They're going to make sure they got the right pitching. And you're going to have, 2.5, 3 hour game. Unless you get an 18-inning game, then you're going to be there all night.
Well, right. But that's that. Yeah.
That's the bonus right there.
Yeah.
And I mean,
you
you can argue that it's going to hurt the game because you're no longer going to have like the Nolan Ryans where they're going to be able to pitch a full game. But I think it just moves the game that much faster. And I think the stats now will prove like you're going to be a solid pitcher if you can get us through a whole game. Like you can end up pitching a full shutout. It's even more kudos to you now. It's that bigger pat on the back because you had to do it with a pitch clock. Nobody else had to do that. Like
it adds a whole nother aspect, and it makes it more challenging. Like you can't just stand up there. I mean, I remember being a kid watching some of these guys. They would stand up there for 30, 40 seconds.
Yep,
absolutely.
Get your arm right.
And I do like how you can only throw over like what was it, twice the batter or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a new rule too?
Was that a trend? You can only throw over.
I'm not sure on that one. I have to look it up.
But
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've heard something about it, but I'd have to look it up. But no,
they sit there and throw it over 10, 20 times. Like, come on, let's get the game moving.
Yeah, they don't are allowed.
Oh, you're talking. No, I know what you're talking about. No, he's talking pickoffs. Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Three.
On the third one, they automatically I think, or something like that.
Yeah, so you're allowed
thing, right.
you're allowed 3 tries, but if you do the third one, you have to get him out or he moves to the next page.
Right. They automatically.
Yeah, they automatically.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That'd be the pickup.
But same thing. Like you're right. I agree with you. It makes the game move because I remember, like you're saying, like you'd watch guys and they throw it over there 5, 6, 7 times. It's like, come on, like
we got to keep this game.
Throw it. Play, let's go.
You know you're not going to get the guy, all right? You know what you're trying. You're trying to loll again. I mean, you're definitely seeing a lot more balks here recently, like pickoffs and then how they're doing that. So it's like,
how you guys feel about this like automation stuff?
Dude, I'm in favor of it. I mean,
I am too.
watching some of these calls in the World Series leading up to it, like some of these
Atrocious.
are
Yeah.
atrocious. I mean, some of these boxes are high, some of these are strikes way low. You don't know where it's at, and you got to play the ump every time. Versus now you have guys who have been hitting the ball constantly, and they know.
Yep.
I mean, they know. You know, they know. Everyone knows in the stadium except for that ump, apparently.
Right.
And I mean, you watch, like, I've been to a lot of games, so you go and you watch these umps, and some of these umps, just, you can tell that they're not going to have the right call because they lollygag on how they're doing it. Some of them get right behind it and watch, and those are usually the best ones. You watch them, and they're constantly calling it correct. And then the ones who stand up more or more laid back, it's like, you can see, all right, this is going to be a rough game for us because they're going to call this zone all sorts of wild. And then you watch the playoffs. You can watch it on TV, and I think that really hurt it as well and made us go closer to the AI of this because you can watch it on TV and you're like, that's 4 inches outside of the zone. What are we talking about here?
Yeah,
and then the next
dirt. Strike.
You're calling it a strike, and then the next pitch is on the same exact spot, and you call that one a ball.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Right.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, it seems like every league's kind of moving towards this, like having a double check from.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree with it.
But
I think it's a good idea.
Not only that, but it's not going to delay the game that much because you're only allowed
Right.
so many of them. So if you're right, you get it back. But if you're wrong, you're done. So it makes it so if you're going to challenge it, it better be in a game-winning situation or we got bases juiced and that was a rough call. I don't know about that one. Let's challenge.
Right. But with the challenges, I mean, even more so on the point of like the automated umping, like I'm in favor of it because we get the actual answer right away.
Yeah.
Have an ump back there, he can make the call. But if it's a wrong call, it's just immediately told to him, hey, no, that's a ball. You know, you called it a strike, it's a ball. Okay, well, never mind, ball 3. You know.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me worry is retaliation. Like, I mean, you can tell that some of these umps are very, very proud of their calls.
Oh, yeah.
And you can even tell, like, during the regular season, they're like, don't you ever mock the automated check system after spring training. And then when they do, and they're getting ejected from games or they're getting
right
in arguments with the ump, it's like the ump has to put his ego to the side. This show is not about you. It's about your call, and we don't think it was right. So we're going to check it. Too bad, so sad. Put your ego to the side. You're human. You're going to have to throw that ego away and be willing to take the hit.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
300%.
And I think it's also going to help the game so you're not going to have managers losing their brains or getting kicked out of games. Like, you're going to actually have managers who are going to watch this game and go, all right, I understand. Yep. That makes sense. We reviewed it.
They can disagree with the call, but at the end of the day, it was reviewed and it was the right call. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Absolutely. Move on
to the next play.
Yeah. Next play.
So I guess, I don't know, to close this one out, guys, are the Dodgers ruining baseball or what?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the constant money going in there is ruining baseball. I mean, it's just proven more and more that these teams look at the Mets. They've always been a middle-of-the-pack team. Now look at them. They're trying to spend a fortune to get where these other teams are. And they're willing to pick up anybody and everybody, whereas the Dodgers and the Yankees have had time and consistency of, all right, we know who we're picking on. I mean, it's nothing for a Brewers fan to go, oh, our team's going to get farmed by the Yankees. Because the Yankees know we bring out good talent. The Dodgers have their teams where it's like, oh, we're going to pick out the Rockies bullpen. We're going to pick out these guys. The Mets are trying to figure that out. And unfortunately for them, they're trying to pick out of the Yankees garbage can right now. I mean, like, it's just, you're going to have teams that might try to make this run where they're finally trying to catch up to the Dodgers. But it's just not going to happen because they don't have the years of spending this kind of money. And they don't know.
You got to learn how to do it.
Well, not only that, but you can't tell me that the Dodgers spent all this money with these guys and they don't know coaching, managers, and they call them, hey, yeah, we know you're AAA guys. What did you think about this guy? Hey, what are you thinking about Mizorowski? What are you thinking about Paul Skeens?
Yep.
Oh, they're going to be the next it? Okay, we'll keep our eye on this guy.
Right.
We'll keep our eye on these guys. And all right, yeah, we know who's coming up in the woodwork, so we're gonna make sure we're spending the money on them, and we're going to spend some money also greasing hands. You know, oh, what do you think about this guy? What do you think his coaching is? What do you think his upcoming shortfalls are? These teams like that have spent this kind of money for what, 20, 40 years?
20 or 40 years.
Well, I mean, you look at the Yankees; they've been spending it for forever.
Yankees and Dodgers go way back.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the Braves; they're just finally starting to get into it. You look at the trash can Astros. I'll send you a signal.
Yeah. The Astros definitely, like, they started doing it. They got to the game late, but man, they picked up quick because besides the cheating, they started putting a team together fast. Like, that was a really bad team, and it got really good really quick.
Well, the thing
And
is,
there was a lot of talent on those teams.
I could like the Astros. I mean, that could be a team that I could have liked because they didn't need the cheat. They did not need that cheating, and it hurt them so bad. I mean, you look at that team, you had the talent, you had all the potential. Why cheat?
Exactly.
And then just change the rest of them. Because now, even though you're winning, honestly, nobody cares.
Yep.
Nobody cares about you. We're rooting against
It's like
you.
the White Sox will always be known as the Black Sox.
Yes, nobody knows the cheaters. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
World Series.
1919. And
Yeah,
it's
they're
still,
still
you know,
known.
It sticks like glue. If you want to do what you can to win the game, fine, so be it. But don't be shocked when your fan base, when everybody else, all 29 teams besides your fan base, are going to turn their backs on you,
Right.
and even some of your own fans, because nobody respects it. You didn't need it. You guys had a solid group.
Yep.
You had a super solid group. You were spending the money that the Dodgers were spending. You were spending the money that the Yankees were spending. You were building a team, and then you go do something like that. I mean, that would be the same as if the Dodgers had all this talent, and then they decide tomorrow that they're going to start banging on trash cans to cheat.
right.
Then everyone's going to say for sure the Dodgers are ruining baseball. But right now we're just talking about money. Like, I think the Dodgers are ruining it as far as the salary cap goes. But cheating wise, man, that Astros team was a solid team that could have won the hearts of America.
That didn't need to cheat.
And then they cheated, and it came out, and it just ruined everyone's taste in their mouth turned to ash. It was just, I was rooting for you guys, and then I find out you're cheating.
Yep.
It'd be like the same as if your Rockies decide finally start spending the money, man, and then you go from being garbage this entire time, and you're like, man, I really wanted to win. And then they finally win it, and you're like, oh, by the way, we were cheating.
Yeah. I don't see that ever happening. We got to win first.
You got to be willing to spend some money like the Astros were and get some really good draft.
Well, if you guys are liking what you're hearing here, don't forget to like the channel, subscribe. We're going to try to come out with content as often as possible here. Hopefully, get it to like a weekly show. But until then, leave us comments. Let us know your thoughts on what we're talking about. Let us know new topics to talk about. We want to hear from you guys. We need topics to bring up, and we want you guys to be part of the conversation with us. So like, subscribe, follow us on, we're gonna be getting a Facebook page, an Instagram, a TikTok, I'm sure, all those fun social media. So again, I'm here with Andy, Trenton. Jeremy couldn't make it tonight, but he'll be one of our guys on this show.
Hopefully he recovers from that work injury.
Yeah. Work is, we call work an injury around here.
Keeping him sidelined from the fun things.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, like I said, and thanks for watching, and hope you guys are enjoying it.
We'll see you next time.